Welcome to Know the Truth. Today we'll discuss about India's transport services. There's a scope of lot of improvement in India's transportation services. India, our country, it's a land of diversity. There are people from different regions who travel long distance in search of livelihood for their job, and especially during the festive season, people they travel on large scale to go to their hometown, celebrate the festival, and come back. And this is the time when there is heavy rush in the railways or in the airport services, or we can talk about the roadways. And if we see how people travel, there's a lot of contrast. If we see the India's population, we can divide them in different categories economic-wise, like very rich people. Then we have higher middle class, we have middle class people, we have lower middle class people. Then there's a section which lives below poverty line also. As per India's data provided by State Bank in 2022, the poverty ratio was around 5%. But if you see the World Bank's data this year, as per World Bank's criteria, there is 12% poverty ratio in India. So the way people travel, there's a variation in that also. Like if you see, there is heavy contrast in the facilities. Like we have high-speed Vande Bharat train with modern facilities, and contrast to this, you can see we have overcrowded express and mail train. The regular train, the passengers trains, wherein the lower middle class and the poverty people they travel. So if you see the modern trains like the higher semi-high speed Vande Bharat, people travel with comfort. Okay? The experience of travel is good enough. But if you see the traveling experience of people who are traveling in regular trains or passenger trains, it's overcrowded. Okay? There's a working class, especially the labor class, which travels a lot during this season. And most of them, they travel in passenger trains and unreserved coaches. And these coaches are thoroughly packed. So the way they travel, it doesn't look decent. We are a democratic country, and it's government's duty to provide a decent travel experience to all its citizens. Especially during the Deepavali, the trains are overcrowded, and mostly the migrant laborers they travel a lot. Not only the migrant laborers, we can say the lower middle class and middle class, they also travel a lot. And the trains, especially in Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, the trains going from different places to these places, they are overly packed. And recently there was some pics viral on, about the laborers traveling in this. They were standing in the toilet and traveling. Now this is something not acceptable. Okay, even being a well-off citizen of this country, I will never want my fellow citizens to travel in this way. They all should have a decent travel experience, no matter they belong to which economic category. So why isn't the Indian government taking strong steps to ease the annual journey of Indians? We are a democratic country, and we need to provide the basic facilities to all the citizens of India. And no doubt the country needs to fix the way millions travel. So a lot of high-speed, we can say semi-high-speed trains have been introduced, like Vande Bharat all over India have been introduced, and we need to introduce more and more Vande Bharat. And we need to upgrade the suburban and regular trains also. And a lot of brainstorming has to be done. A lot of pre-planning for festive season should be done by the railway department to provide facility to all the Indians who want to travel. During the Deepavali season, if you try to book train ticket, you'll not find in any train. Why it is so? So many special trains are run. Still, every person cannot be catered here. Why? So if we have willpower and determination, and if we pre-plan things, it can be catered. Before COVID, no one imagined that, especially this online transaction could be used by the sabji wala Doodh wala, rickshaw wala, everybody, they are having QR code during COVID and after COVID era. So if we can do that in communication, why can't we do this in railways or roadways or air services everywhere? We have to fix the way the millions of Indians travel throughout India. So if you see the railway ministry data, in India between October 1 and November 3, the railways ferried around 65 lakh passengers on 4,521 special trains. Even the railway added 175 daily special trains that have made 7,724 trips during this festive season. And most of the trains, they were for Bihar and UP from different parts of India, like from New Delhi, from Mumbai to Bihar and UP, from Bengaluru, Chennai, Ahmedabad, Bhopal. From all these places, special trains were run for Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. Now, if we see, we have a number of railway ministers from Bihar. That's a big question. What they have done for these citizens of Bihar? Just added number of trains. Just they can add on the trains. So if we ask what can be done, we can add trains. But trains can't be added beyond a point when tracks are saturated. Now, no matter how much special trains you run, they are going to be late. Now, railway tracks, they haven't been expanded beyond double lines, especially in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, which is two of the most populous states, 3 states of India. Now, if you see from New Delhi to Howrah, there's only one double line. Now, no matter how much special trains you introduce, it's going to choke the tracks. So, how are you going to handle it? Now, because of this, we can say Delhi-Howrah line, it is only double line. It results in massive bottlenecks at Kanpur Central, at Prayagraj Junction, at Pandit Deen Dayal Junction. Now, the railway, no doubt, has taken steps, and they are taking steps to improvise the situation. So, railway is building 2 dedicated freight corridors to take load off these tracks and keep them mostly for passenger trains, which is a welcome move. Because we need to separate the tracks of regular and passenger trains or freight trains and semi-high-speed trains. So this step, railway has initiated this step and they are working on it, and the work is in progress here. You can see. Now, here is something we should take inspiration from China. It's a neighboring country. No matter if we have conflicts, but we have to see what good they have done in their country. And we should take inspiration from them also. If you go back in 1980s, China was also suffering from the same problem. Okay, especially their festive season is in Feb and there is overcrowding in transportation services. There was overcrowding in transportation services only. And if you see today, China has developed the world's largest high-speed rail network in last 2 decades. And because of this, the travel time has also halved, we can say. And high-speed trains, they were introduced in China in 2003. We are talking about bullet trains. And now if you check about China, it covers a network of more than 46,000 kilometers. In India, we have passenger trains, we have regular trains, express trains. Apart from this, we have semi-high-speed trains like Vande Bharat, Shatabdi, Rajdhani. But if you talk about high-speed train, that's bullet train, we are still working on it. The first project is still in process, that is from Mumbai to Ahmedabad, and hopefully it will be operational by 2026. So, especially in semi-high speed and high-speed trains, India needs to work a lot to improvise the transportation services. Now, if we talk about road trips in China there was near doubling of rail travelers. And what happened there? Bulk of traffic, it shifted on highways. Over 184 million road trips were made on the eve of the Lunar New Year in 2024 in China. That was in Feb and March. So, in China, the people were able to take road trips because their per capita income is 2.5 times higher than India. If you talk about vehicle ownership, that is also higher in China than India. Per 1,000 people, 231 people they own vehicles. Whereas in India, per 1,000, 57 people own vehicles. And if we talk about, it's not only about ownership of vehicle, it's about spending on fuel also, which is quite costly. So, majority of Indian population cannot afford road trip. It's a matter of affordability. So herein we need to work for our economic system also. So we can say it's a long road ahead for India. No doubt India is improvising its road network. We are improvising our railway services also. Then we are introducing more and more semi-high-speed trains also. The work is going on for bullet trains. So we need to increase the rail capacity of India. Then we need to boost air and road network also. And we need to increase the per capita income of Indian citizens also, so that we can shift some of the traffic to roadways and airways. Plus, we need to have a strong population policy. If India wants to increase the per capita income, it has to work upon strong population. Because no matter how much we develop, the population also there. और फिर जो भी डेवलपमेंट हमने किया है ना, वो सारा रखा रह जाए. So we have to control the population of the country also. So all these things, they are interconnected. Vande Bharat, this is a semi-high-speed train which was introduced in India in 2019, and currently there are so many Vande Bharat, covering all over India. Now India is set to launch sleeper train, Vande Bharat sleeper train in January 2025. And currently the Vande Bharat route is for small distance wherein they are traveling for 7 to 8 hours. Now this sleeper train is to transform the long distance travel in the country for an overnight journey, And these trains will be for long distance, and they are expected to run from January 2025. So this is a welcome move by the Railway Department, and I hope it is going to improvise the travel experience of Indians. Then if you talk about bullet train, the bullet train project is still in process. First project is between Mumbai and Ahmedabad, and it is expected to be operational by 2026. So we hope that more and more tracks will be covered by bullet trains in future in India. Now, if you want to change a situation, it's a question of willpower and determination. And if we develop this, we can bring the desired change also. So no doubt the government is also taking steps, like there are plans to operationalize 4,500 Vande Bharat trains by 2047. And we can say that currently 82 Vande Bharats are operational across the nation. There is a lot of improvisation done in this train also. Hopefully bullet train will also be operational by 2026, and more bullet trains will run in India. The Railways is working on the project of Golden Quadrilateral also, which is Indian Railways' very ambitious project for high-speed trains. So I hope all these steps will revolutionize the travel and we can say transportation sector of India, and it will provide a decent travel experience to all the Indians, no matter they belong to which economic category. So this is all from me today. Thank you very much.